Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Still haven't really come up for a name, but we're just gonna go with the Canadian Trumpy, or the Republican girl, I think. Republican Canadian, something like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, kind of what the name should be. I dabbled with a couple different things, so just let me know what you think. Okay, so anyways, what we're gonna be talking about is the C-10 bill that Trudeau is trying to push. Start with what the C-10 bill means, or what its layout is. So basically, it's censorship, kind of like North Korea. Actually, exactly like North Korea. It will give the Canadian government access to what we watch on television, Netflix, Disney Plus, the news, anything on cable, internet. Canadians will have to invest in VPNs. I already have one, but it's not cheap. It's about, NordVPN, I think I paid $150 for a year. And that is, for somebody like me, that's a lot of money. And there's people who are even harder up than I am. It's just, hopefully, if that happens, then maybe they'll lower their prices because there'll be more need for it. Or they'll up their prices. It's one of those things. You don't know. But everyone will definitely be needing a VPN. So basically, anything that wants to come into Canada media-wise, any kind of media, television, news, it goes through the government first. Anything that we want to have out to the world goes to the government first. So, for instance, we have what's called Rebel News here in Canada. They're an independent, conservative or right-winged media outlet. They're the only one in Canada. And they are not liked. They've been deplatformed by YouTube. They recently got deplatformed from PayPal, which happened just a few weeks ago as soon as they started really pushing for this bill. The NDP party are also on board with Trudeau for this. The Conservative Party has been fighting it. It is in the House of Commons, and I believe it's going to the Supreme Court if it has not already entered the Supreme Court already. I'm not up on all the details. It's really hard to find with what's going on with it right now. What I can tell you, though, is even liberal media, because Trudeau bought out the media years and years ago. He bought out like $700 million or something like that. It was a lot of money. So obviously, all the media is very left-wing now. Even the left-wing media that Trudeau bought out is talking about this and how it's an infringement on our freedom of speech. And a few years ago, Trudeau already basically passed a bill for hate speech. So we really don't have freedom of speech, but it's going to be a lot more different. It's going to be a much more different outlook. Now, they're saying that they are not going to affect our social media. This is not true, though. We know how these things go, and we know how people like this works. They try to make it sound as soft as possible so everybody's on board with it, but the fact of the matter is it's going to control everybody online. And we know, as conservatives and Republicans and Christians online, we get censored enough. We're constantly getting deplatformed from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the time. And it's really frustrating, actually, because they even keep our money. Like, when they ban us, if we have money setting that we have not withdrawn, that's it. And then they just don't talk to you anymore. The funny thing about it, though, is if you're Canadian, you know there's a re-election coming this fall. And Trudeau's government has straight out admitted they want this bill pushed as quickly as possible before the election. Now, why is that? Well, simply because Rebel News has been doing a fantastic job, and not to flaunt myself or anything, but myself and several other very few, unfortunately, conservative creators on TikTok and other social media platforms have been using our platforms to spread awareness over what's been happening in Canada. Nova Scotia's barricaded in lockdowns. They've made it illegal to protest. New Brunswick has barricades up. Quebec is still in curfew. Ontario still in stay-at-home lockdown. It's almost 3 months now, guys. Alberta, churches are closed, and any pastor that tries to keep their church open, you can find the videos. I have shared them on my TikTok that recently got banned, and I will repost them. I'm probably going to touch more on a different video about this one. I'll show those videos there for you. What was really, really sad is that Art Pawlowski, if I'm saying his name correctly, I'm probably not, I sincerely apologize, After he was arrested a couple weeks ago, they lit his house on fire. It was arsenal. And there's been hardly any details on it. And I bet dollars to donuts that they're not going to do much about it because they're against us right now. I back the blue. I back the blue in America heavily. I can't say I back the blue very much in Canada right now, unfortunately, and it breaks my heart to say that, but they are not doing what they should be doing to help the citizens. I don't know what's going on with the police here, especially out in Alberta. It's been terrible, absolutely terrible there. So just keep those people in your prayers. But back to the C-10 bill. They're really pushing for the C-10 bill because of people like Rebel News and myself and other creators, content creators. We're pushing out and people are seeing. America is waking up. America is seeing what is happening here and they're getting upset about it. And as you know, America is our ally and we're united. So Trudeau doesn't want that, right? So he doesn't want people like Rebel News or people like me being able to tell people like you what's happening, the truth, before the election. And that's why, unfortunately, the bill will probably be passed. And then people like me and Rebel News will wipe off the face of the internet. But that's why you need to share these kind of things to everybody you know, whether it's halfway across the world or it's right down the street from me. We need to be sharing this because Canada is not the land of the free anymore. And very quickly is it going to turn into a dictatorship country. It is on its way there. And Art Pawlowski actually talked about that in an interview, I believe, with Alex Jones. He was talking about how he's been saying for years he's been seeing Canada going downhill under the Soviet Union. So he knows what true dictatorship is. And he says, at this point, he does not believe there is hope for Canada. And what he said, and I'm going to back this up and I'm going to say it for any Americans watching this, please go to wherever your Canadian embassies are and protest and march and speak up for us. Because unfortunately, Canada is a very liberal place. And even the conservatives in Canada, they're very washed out. They don't see the truth. Like I said, Trudeau's bought out pretty well all the media. Rebel News is the only one left. You know, America has a few people now. Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire has talked about it. Alex Jones has talked about it. Fox News, Tucker Carlson has talked about it recently. People in America are starting to wake up, but we need you guys to act now. Now that you're awake and now that you're seeing, like, I love my home. This is my home. And everybody knows I want to go to America. That's not a secret. But I need to know that my Canadians are safe. So yeah, that's what's going to happen when the C-10 bill hits, if it does get passed. You know, they're really, really trying to push it right now, especially before the election, so people won't see the truth. So yeah, like I said before, please go to your Canadian embassies, wherever that would be, in the states closest to you, and protest for us. Get a Canadian flag, put it upside down. Canadians here are even starting to put up Nazi flags in Canada, because that's what we're turning into now. Anyways, thank you for listening to my YouTube video. I just wanted to film this really quick. It's not anything fancy. There's no, you know, screenshots or anything like that, because it's the middle of the day. My son is napping and my daughter is outside. Actually, no, sorry, she's eating and I'm getting ready to take her outside. So yeah, just take this, share it around, please. Share it around. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.